control yourself. The superior man does nothing that is not in accordance with the principles of the work. Wilhelm and Blofeld translate this hexagram as the power of the great, but I prefer Lu's rendition of great power because it has a more neutral connotation. The power of the great suggests the might of kings and emperors and implies superior power wielded at one's own discretion. It is too easy to misinterpret this hexagram as a clear injunction to take unilateral action. Such is seldom the case. The hexagram depicts a charge of latent energy which must be properly managed. The figure is usually compared with the image of a ram or goat, the 4 lower dynamic lines being the body and the 2 upper magnetic lines representing the horns. Since this hexagram is the preceding figure of retreat turned upside down, one can imagine the 2 together as a person retreating across a pasture pursued by a charging beast. The ram or goat is mentioned in 4 of the 6 lines of the hexagram. This is certainly great power, but in such a crude form, it cannot truthfully be called the power of the great. Truly great power, as the judgment tells us, is derived from our will to restrain our emotions, instincts, and appetites. Note that lines 2 and 4 are the most positively forceful lines in the hexagram, and that both imply restraint of power as the proper way to attain one's goals. Without changing lines, the hexagram sometimes refers to provocations in which one is legitimately tempted to a self-righteous display of power. Remember that other people's ego trips are none of your concern. The superior man does not respond to them with other than dignified reserve. Regard it as a test and be joyful if you pass it. A quote from Aryeh Kaplan in Jewish Meditation. Everything found in later literature seems to indicate that these meditative schools required a strong discipline and faithful adherence to a strict regimen. The schools were extremely demanding and were open only to those willing to devote themselves totally. Before even being admitted to one of these ancient meditative schools, a person had to be not only spiritually advanced, but in complete control of all his emotions and feelings. Beyond that, the disciplines of the Torah and commandments were central to these schools, and these disciplines required a degree of self-mastery to which not everyone could aspire. Next, we will go and read our changing line 1, which puts a pin in the map to say you are here, or at least here some places you may find yourself, takes precedence over all other elements